1440p gaming is finally cheap again. If you are looking to buy the perfect PC for 1440p resolution that fits your budget, right now is an amazing time and you came to the right place. The PC market has been much better recently, with PC components coming back to normal prices. That's why I will show you the best gaming PC builds for 1440p resolution, going through the best budget one, the best price to performance ones, the most expensive PCs with the highest FPS, and of course I will also show you the level of gaming performance that you can expect with each system. So make sure to stay until the end to find your perfect gaming PC. By the way, you will find the links to these 1440p gaming computers down below in the video description with the latest prices and availability in your region. My name is Valentino. That being said, let's start. With the first PC build, we have the best budget gaming system that you can get for 1440p resolution right now. This PC has the Ryzen 5 7600X processor, which is going to be perfect in terms of price to performance. I mean, you can run high CPU demanding games like Fortnite, Valorant, CS2 in competitive settings at 240 plus FPS. So feel free to go with a 240Hz monitor if you want to mainly play esports shooters at 1440p. You can even fit a 360Hz one depending on your budget and depending on the esports shooter that you play. Now, this system is also amazing when it comes to high demanding titles at 1440p, especially on a budget, because you get the RX 9060 XT. This is one of the best price to performance graphics cards in the entire market, and it has 16 gigs of VRAM, which is going to be crucial to play at 1440p in high demanding games. You will have no issues when it comes to playing games like Cyberpunk 2077, The Last of Us Part 1, or just any high demanding game at 1440p at 70 plus FPS on average, or even faster performance depending on the game and depending on the settings. Inside of this system, you also get 32 gigs of DDR5 memory, so you can expect very fast streaming and content creation performance, and you get plenty of airflow and cooling because you get an aftermarket CPU cooler, and for the case, you get the Montech Air 100 ARGB, which in my opinion is one of the best price to performance cases in the entire market. It looks amazing and it comes with 4 pre-installed RGB fans. The total price for this system is around $960, and if you must have an Nvidia graphics card because you may like Nvidia more, then in that case I do recommend you the RTX 5060 Ti 16GB version, which as of right now is going for its MSRP of $430. Now, maybe when you're watching this the price is different and maybe it's more expensive again, but if you can find it at this price point, well, you get the 5060 Ti, which is amazing for 1440p as well, and it's very similar compared to the AMD graphics card in the 9060 XT. The price will be around $1,000 by the time of filming if you go with the Nvidia graphics card instead. And of course, if you choose Nvidia, you can enjoy a better level of ray tracing performance if you care about ray tracing at all. Now, if you are looking for the best value 1440p gaming PC, this next system is going to be ideal for you. For the CPU, you get the Ryzen 5 7600X once again, because as I said before, this is one of the best value CPUs in the entire market, and it will allow you to play high CPU demanding games at high frame rates. Now, for the graphics card, I went with the RX 9070. This graphics card is one of the best value ones, and it will allow you to play any game that you want at 1440p, even the high demanding titles, high to ultra settings with no issues, and I mean over 90 FPS on average. So there's no limit when it comes to 1440p resolution gaming with this GPU. You can also use it for 4K 60 plus FPS on average, or even faster performance depending on the game, and also if you want to play with FSR on, which is the upscaler from AMD. So with this system, you can play at 1440p ultra settings in high demanding games, or 4K 60 plus FPS as well. Here, once again, you get 32 gigs of RAM, so ideal for streaming and content creation, and you get 2 TB of Gen 4 SSD, so you get plenty of storage to install a bunch of games or a bunch of programs, so that's going to be amazing. Now, the total price is around $1,280, and that's why, in my opinion, is the best price to performance system for 1440p. Now, you can go with a cheaper graphics card in the RTX 5070, which is slightly slower, but it's from Nvidia, so if you like Nvidia, that might be better for you. Just keep in mind that downgrading to the 5070 means that you will get less VRAM. With the 5070, you get 12 gigs of VRAM, while you get 16 gigs of VRAM if you go with the RX 9070. So for the most part, at 1440p, 12 gigs of VRAM is going to be just fine, but if you need more VRAM for the future, because maybe you want to play high demanding games in the near future, and some games might require more than 12 gigs of VRAM at your desired settings, then I highly recommend you avoiding the 5070 if that's going to be the case for you. However, if 12 gigs of VRAM is totally fine for the type of games that you play, then going with this graphics card might be a better option if you want the best price to performance, because it's going to be around $50 cheaper, making the total price for this system around 1200 USD. Now, what if you're looking for the best high-end 1440p gaming PC? You want very high FPS, but you still don't want to spend over 2000 USD. Well, in that case, this next PC is going to be perfect for you. Inside of this high-end 1440p system, for the CPU, you get the Ryzen 7 7800X3D, which is one of the fastest gaming CPUs in the entire market. And if you want to play esports shooters, you can expect over 400 FPS on average with this CPU. So if you want to play games like Fortnite or Valorant, feel free to go with a 1440p 480Hz monitor if you want to, or a 1080p 540Hz one, or 4K 240Hz. So you can max out any monitor refresh rate. And then for the graphics card, you get the fastest GPU from AMD in the RX 9070 XT. Now, if you prefer Nvidia, I will talk about a different graphics card in just a moment, but just bear with me here. With the 9070 XT, you can play any game at 1440p, over 100 FPS on average in high demanding titles, high to ultra settings. This is an insane level of gaming performance, and the price for the 9070 XT right now is getting closer and closer to its MSRP, so it's cheaper than it has ever been. You can also run games at 4K with no issues, even in high demanding titles. So even if you want to play games like Cyberpunk 2077 at 4K, you will be able to do so because the 9070 XT is very fast. And if you want Nvidia instead, you can go with the RTX 5070 Ti. Just keep in mind that it's going to be more expensive. However, it has a better level of ray tracing performance, and you get DLSS, which is the better upscaler, and more games support DLSS. So if you want to go Nvidia, that's totally fine. I will talk about the price difference in just a second. Inside of this system, you also get a 240 all-in-one liquid cooler, which looks amazing and is going to be top tier to cool down the Ryzen 7 7800X3D. And you get the Montec XR wood, which in my opinion is one of the best looking cases in the entire market, and it has pre-installed fans, looks great, and on top of that, it's really good when it comes to airflow. Then you get 32 gigs of DDR5 memory and 2 TB of SSD. So this PC will be perfect for content creators as well. So it's not only great for gaming, but also for multitasking and productivity work. You also get Wi-Fi included in case you don't have an Ethernet cable, and the total price will be under 1700 USD if you go with the AMD graphics card. And if you decide to go with the Nvidia RTX 5070 Ti, then the total price will be around 1800 USD. So still under 2000 bucks, and you are getting top tier performance for both 1440p or even 4K in high demanding games. And then if you just want to max out 1440p, I do recommend you getting this next system. This will get you the fastest performance because you get the Ryzen 7 9800X3D, which is the fastest CPU in the entire market for gaming, alongside the Nvidia RTX 5080, which is going to be really high end for 1440p. In fact, the 5080 is very high end for 4K resolution. So if you ever want to upgrade to 4K and you want that extra performance, well, the 5080 will be perfect. However, the price is very high for this graphics card, and for most people who want to play at 1440p, I would recommend you going with the last one, with the 5070 Ti or RX 9070 XT, because those, even though they offer slightly slower performance, they are much cheaper. But if you really want the best of the best for 1440p, going with the 5080 and spending the extra might be worth it for you if you have more than $2,000 to spend. Inside of this system, you also get better airflow in the Montec Air 95 Pro. This is a very nice quality case, and then you get a 360 liquid cooler instead of a 240mm one. You also get a better quality motherboard, and the total price will be around 2,600 USD. Very expensive, and again, for most people, I would recommend you going with the high-end system or the best value one, depending on your budget. And if you have around $1,800 to spend and you are thinking of upgrading to this system and spending the extra, I wouldn't recommend it. I would only recommend you buying this PC if you already have a high budget and you want to spend around $3,000 on a new PC. Then going with this PC will be ideal. And if you have more money, of course, you can choose the RTX 5090, which is the fastest graphics card in the market, but I would recommend you that graphics card for 4K only. I don't think it makes sense for 1440p, but if you really want the best of the best, then I do recommend you watching my video on the best PC builds of the month for every budget and every resolution, and you will find a PC that's even more expensive inside of that video. Remember that the prices might be different, so maybe when you're watching this, you may find better prices, or maybe prices are more expensive again. So I do recommend you checking the latest prices and availability from the links down in the video description, and I will also leave an esports PC in case you want to play mainly esports titles and you want the best price to performance for those type of games. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.